What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Thought I'd do a little live stream this afternoon. Enjoyed a really good live stream earlier today with Blood Boxing and Trap House Boxing. Were guest did a guest appearance for a UK channel. Trying to remember, make sure I give a shout out to this guy's channel. I don't want to miss this. BWTM Sports out of the UK. Great channel. It was a great conversation. Ali Basher showed up to the channel, gave his 2 cents with Blood. It was really good stuff. I hope you guys haven't checked it out. Definitely check out that channel and that live stream that took place earlier this morning. What's good, you guys? Black Ham TV, what's up? Three Pyramids, Moody Trey Weather, what's good, man? Justin March, KO, Sarah P. McOliver, always good to see you. Sal Gutierrez, what's going on, man? Canelo's gonna beat the brakes off of GGG. I'm riding with him. Kushmo Juan, what's good, man? Lone Wolf, what's happening? Junior the Truth, what's good, man? Junior the Truth, man. I need to hook up with you, man. I gotta know how I can get this call-in number put together for a live stream, man. How that works. Good afternoon, Lowland Prophets, and my man Ali Voso. What's good, man? Okay, we got 40 people in here. I'll wait a little while before we get into our topics. About Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua. You know, that's what's dominating boxing talk right now. So far be it for me to try to, take the topic off of what is still rolling. Heavyweight division, we talking it. But I want to know what happened with Keith Thurman too, man. I'm a big fan of the welterweight division, and I'm thinking I'm going to start doing encouraging videos of Keith Thurman, trying to prod him to get on out of that retirement zone and come back, and let's get some of these good matches going on at the welterweight division. I miss Keith Thurman. All right, I made fun of his ponytails enough. I want to see him back in the ring, man. Let's make it happen. Yes, Ronald Gonzalez, man. What's going on? Yes, we do the work. We put the work in. Got to put the work in, man. That's life. That's life. Michael Johnson, what's good, man? Stephen Bailey, what's good, man? I haven't seen it in a while. He says, Sub Fanon Outer, International Boxing. Patrick Stewart, what's good? Yes, sir. What up, Deep South Boxing Talk? Deep South. I'm watching you spit the truth. That's what's good, man. We tried. Job blessings to you as well. Harold Jones. Cole Eco said, much love for Nine. I hope I come home to listen to your vids. Damn, you had plenty of time to watch those fights. Brooklyn, yeah, man. I watched them all day yesterday. I didn't make any videos. I made I made one video in the morning, and I just watched. I had seen most of those fights before. I just had to go. I just went over them again. I had seen most of them before, but I did other things while they were playing. Big VA 100 said Thurman got civil. You cannot be civil and stay savage. Ask Mike Tyson. Yeah, you got that right, man. But I'm hoping he can come back, man. I mean, it's time to get the welterweights popping, because there really isn't a promoter that's holding everything up over there. So I'm hoping the big fights can happen, because I'm looking for a major fight. I want to see like a major boxing match, a major one. For now, you on while I clean my bathroom? Just finished giving my daughter a bath and she pooped. Oh, you got a little baby? That's right, you got a little baby. Oh, yeah. That happens. She'd come up out that diaper all up her back. Yeah. You got civil Mickey voice. What's that, King Corleone? Oh, yeah, Smile, you got your notification. That's what's up. What's up, my man? Ganan? Hold it down. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about it. So, look, man, we got 56 people in the building. Hey, hit the like button as you coming in, or the dislike button. We'll take either one. Oh, Cole Eco said Garcia is really looking to fight Spence in December. I mean, Garcia I really wish Mikey Garcia can do whatever he wants to do. He can do what he wants to do. I mean, I'm sure he'll look good for a few rounds against Errol Spence, until he gets beat up and hurt. Because I think he's just going to get rolled through, man. Because in order for him to be able to beat Errol Spence, he's got to be a guy that can fight at 154 pounds. And that's a full fort. That's way too big for Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia will mess around and get hurt, man. Oh, yeah, 4 months old on the 9th. Oh, a happy 4th month. Man, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Way out of his league. But that is the TA. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's way out of his league with that. Oh, say gag man calling calling Wilder a hillbilly was so disrespectful. Who somebody, I mean, if you call him a hillbilly, that just means come on, man. A hillbilly. There ain't no damn hills in Alabama. You ain't from the United States. You're not from the United States. The hillbillies are in Kentucky. Okay. That's Kentucky. That's Virginia. Okay. If you're gonna call somebody a hillbilly, at least get your area of the country right. There's no there. Alabama is very flat, dude. It's very flat. Mississippi, very flat. Alabama, very flat. Okay. The hillbillies they're from Virginia. They're from the Virginia, Kentucky. Once you start going out east with the hills and all that, that's when you get to hills. Okay. So let's get that right, Doug. There might be some hills in Tennessee, little small ones, but that's usually people in the foothills, man. He's just a southerner, man. If you call Deontay Wilder a hillbilly, you don't know. That's like calling somebody from Chicago a hillbilly. There ain't no hills. What hills? Yeah, Tennessee. Yep, Tennessee starts getting some hills up there around Tennessee when you start heading out, because Tennessee is actually north. It's a lot further north. Stone Mountain, Georgia, hillbilly. Yep, Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. That's a mountain. That's not really hills. That's just like one. Yep, Derek Tatum, Appalachian Mountains, Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. Yep, that's where the hillbillies are. Hillbillies are mountain folk, fool. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's not Alabama's not. There ain't no mountains in Alabama, dude. So what are you talking about? Batty Man strikes back as totally so. I mean, he's just hurt. I mean, his name is brought up enough right now, so I'll make a mention of it. He's just got his feelings hurt. Because the UK is turning on Anthony Joshua. You can't do what you're doing and not have real boxing fans turn on you. And there's a lot of real boxing fans in the UK. And that's gonna come back to bite Anthony Joshua. Nobody's gonna believe that, man. You know, nobody's gonna believe that nonsense. You turn down $50 million, man, people are not gonna believe you. Okay, that's just it. You lose the high ground when you ask for something, they give it to you and you don't take it. You gave up the high ground, and there's no way to get. It's like that movie, one of those prequels to Star Wars, where Anakin Skywalker gets his legs cut out from him because he doesn't have the high ground anymore. And when you do that, you pass out on him $50 million. Really, the conversation's over. You know, you lose. What exactly did you do? You turned down. You asked for $50 million. You turned it down. You lose. People can't get their head around that. Sky Sports Spencer win at Matchroom CEO. It was beautiful. What happened? Sky Sports Spencer win at Matchroom CEO. Is that Spencer Hayden? Is that Spencer that black promoter out there in the UK? I've Spencer Reardon. Is that it? Spencer Reardon. Eddie Hearn is turning on Joshua now. Wow, no one is safe. Yeah, Spencer Fearon. Okay, yeah, I got to check that out. You talking about Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi when he got his legs cut out from underneath him, because you got the high ground. He's like, I have the high ground. Okay, you're gonna hop your ass up here and get your legs cut off. Coach Chris, for turning down that $50 million, he's gonna get laughed at when he's trying to hang out with other boxers in his area when he's done fighting. Yeah, it's done. I think Blue Blood reported on that. I think I saw. I can't remember what Blue Blood's last thing was. Yeah, Blue Blood Sports TV is probably. I didn't see the video, but I did read the article the day before. What's going on, B&B Boxing? How you feeling? And he said that I think I didn't see. What I heard was Eddie Hearn saying that he thought it was crazy. Oh, Anthony Joshua was mad to be fighting Povetkin instead of Wilder, but he thinks ahead of Wilder. And I'm like, why would you take that fight? He's trying to sell the idea that Anthony Joshua's being super brave to fight Alexander Povetkin. You know, what's good? BWTM Sports Channel, listening to the champ while catching up with some food. What's good, man? By the way, hey, please subscribe to BWTM Sports Channel right here. This cat's channel is excellent. He's out of the UK. He had one of the best debates with blood boxing, trap house boxing, and also I think it was Ali Basher who came on the channel. Man, it was excellent, excellent channel, man. Excellent channel. Please subscribe. I think you guys will really enjoy the content this guy puts out. And man, thanks by coming for the channel. Thanks for coming through to the channel, my man. Beverly Rose. And by the way, hit me up in an email, man, so we can do one time, man. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. Take down this email so we can get on the phone sometime, man. I'm gonna put it down there. Let me see. Yeah, definitely sub to this, man. That dude does really good work, man. HPLASCLASCOVITIE@gmail.com, man. Hit me up there, man, if you wouldn't mind. That's what's up, man, because we can definitely do that, man. That's good work. Yep, got it right there. Yeah, so anyway, man, it's just tough, man. It's tough when it's tough when you turn out 50 mil, man, to come back from that. I'm free. Man, I work from home, so I'm free a lot of the time, man. Just hit me up. We'll come up with a time. I'm free. I work around it. They say, yeah, King, I just subscribe. I love you, UK channel. Real, absolutely, man. It's a wonderful thing to hear a UK channel that is going to tell that is going to, I mean, you can disagree with things. That's cool. I mean, you ain't got to always disagree with everything anybody says, because that's not real. That's just not realistic. You're not always going to agree with everything everybody says, but and I'm telling you, like that one channel you guys keep talking about, man, the Dash Man Boxing. I just don't listen to the videos about Anthony Joshua. Can you jump on later? Yeah, I can jump on later today for sure. Absolutely. Get you while it's hot. That's what's up. Yeah, I can jump on early. I can jump on later. Yeah, no way you turn down 50 million. That's really tough, man. But to keep the high ground and do that, you know what I mean? You can turn it down. But as soon as somebody just is paying attention to it, whenever somebody who is just like a casual fan, because most of these people that are supporting 45 minutes to an hour, can you do it for 45 minutes to an hour? Yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about 45 minutes or an hour, like from now, I probably won't be off this in 45 minutes. But if you mean 40, what are you, 7 hours ahead? You're like 8 o'clock at night, huh? Kai Hairston, Fanon, actually, it's more than 50 million if you consider the 50-50 split and rematch. Yeah, that's true. Time-wise, yeah. I can do 45 minutes an hour. I can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Oh, it's 7 p.m. there. Yeah, let's just hit on the email, man. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen for sure. Absolutely for sure. It's actually more than, yeah, CBC or Kyson. I ain't got to do, I don't know, man. What time do you have? It's probably like 4 o'clock my time, or after, or tomorrow, or, whenever. It's just, I know I'm going to be on this for like next hour and a half. By hour and a half, then I'll somewhere around there, man. AA, boxing, and blunts. Evening, everybody. This is the afternoon around here, man. You out there in the UK talking about after? Oh, it's 7:15 here. Yeah, that's like getting a little late. We probably early morning would probably 7 p.m. your time. Oh yeah, that works. 7 because it's 1:14 my time. 7 p.m. is that, yeah, that works. That's in the middle of the morning your time. Right? Like 4 in the morning. Sunny Scotland. That's what's up. Everybody got opinions, all good. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Everybody's got opinions. And free will. Yep. Said, damn, yeah, that is late. Let's just do it tomorrow. I can do anytime tomorrow. BWTM Sports Channel. Anytime tomorrow. I mean, if you want me to get up in the morning, I can get up in the middle of the night. That's not a big deal. I can get up in the hey, no worries, man. It's all day, man. All day, every day. You got good content, man. I really enjoy your channel. Coming here from Bolton. I'm free in the next 2 to 3 hours. Okay, maybe we'll jump on after this. But hit me in the email, man, so I can email you back. Hulk Brady, AJ turned down $50 to $100 million for 2 fights with Wilder. Yeah, see, here's the thing, man. You don't even have to really get into. Once you get to 50 million, anything over that's just gravy. You know what I mean? Cool. That's what's up, BWTM. Once you get over 50 million, it's everything else is gravy. It's overkill after that. I don't got to explain that it's $50 million plus an upside, plus a rematch, 30 million rematch. I don't have to do all that. You know what I mean? Because it's at 50 million, you've lost me. It's like they say, you had me at hello. It's just like whatever that movie is, where that dude come begging for that chick, and she's like, you had me at hello. You had me at 50 million. Okay. Upside, whatever. Okay, yep. I'll take it. Rest of that shit's overkill. You ain't got to make it complicated for him. Just say 50 million and just 50 million minimum. KO Eco, Tyson versus Lewis. They each received 25 million, 50 million with pay-per-view as extra. Yeah, dog. Jerry Maguire. Exactly. That's what it is. You had me at hello. That shit was a wrap, dog. It's a wrap. You had me at 50 million. What are you talking about? And for a fighter that's not that good. Okay, let's be real, dog. Watch A Simple Plan, Money, Good Story. Oh, okay. Watch a Simple Plan, Money, Good Story. Okay, I got to check it out. Reverend Pickles, by the way, what's good with you, man? Oh, man. Yeah, I just did a video because I was getting ready for Blood Boxing's thing. I thought we were going to do an interview tomorrow on Blood Boxing's channel about 1981 heavyweights. So I was trying to refresh my memory of those fights because it had been a long time. I watched those things on, Wide World of Sports when I was a kid. So I don't necessarily remember them all, like what happened. And I was watching, man, I watched Carl the Truth Williams. I watched, these are all Larry Holmes because I was basically went through Larry Holmes' career, right? And then I watched a real early fight of Ali, like maybe when he was 19 years old against a guy. But anyway, man, that dude, man, them boys were way faster. I mean, these guys were. Tim Witherspoon is better than Anthony Joshua, man. Tim Witherspoon, Carl the Truth Williams, those guys. Those dudes, big Greg Page. Greg Page doesn't have a lot of chin. I think they were also talking about Greg Page on. No, that was Big Tate. I'm sorry, I was thinking about Tate. But Greg Page from out of Louisville, he was kind of quick. I think he might have had a little bit of a glass jaw, though. Remember Dunn? He's from Dunchester. He fought Ali. I don't remember that. I got to check that out again. For now, keep in mind they were fighting 15 rounds. And yeah, but see, with 15 rounds, Razor Ruddock. When they're 15 rounds, you can't carry all that muscle. You can't carry all that muscle, man. Yep, Michael Dokes. I didn't watch any Michael Dokes, though, last night. I didn't watch any Michael Dokes. That might be tonight. Tonight I might do that. But I did also check in some. Oh, Ray Mercer would beat their ass. Hey, Ray Mercer could go. Buster had a much better jab, footwork, and movement. Yep, Buster Douglas is a good fighter too, man. Except for, Buster Douglas is one of the most disciplined cat in the world. But I just don't think what's going on, Mr. Boxing Today too. He said Dokes. Yeah, man. I didn't get to check any Michael Dokes out, man. I got to check. I didn't get to see any Mike Weaver. Yeah, you got Mike Weaver's too. Mike Weaver had that early fight with Larry Holmes, and he had a fight real late in Larry Holmes' career, like in the 90s with Larry Holmes as well. But Mike Weaver could go too. And I'm telling you, man, I did not realize Tony Tucker. I didn't realize that Larry Holmes was so damn fast. Dude, Larry Holmes had some heat on them on the punches, and he got knocked down. He did get knocked down, boy, but that dude got a chin. Man, he had a chin. He got right back up and started throwing them hands. Oh, AA Boxing and Blunt said, I'm just confused by the contract. Surely needs to be complete before you sign. Even Stevie Wonder could see no date means no real contract. I mean, well, I'll put it this way, man. No date you can have a contract without a date on it. You don't have to. It's just not something that somebody's going to agree to. I mean, you can leave a whole lot of stuff blank and still be bound by it. You know what I mean? It just means that you can't enforce it, right? And with no date and no venue on a deal, And like I'm saying, it's not, I mean, I have not negotiated that particular type of deal. But to me, to bind yourself to a rate, to a fee, well, and without knowing when and where to it, how do you know that that's a fair market rate? And Deontay Wilder might be the champion by the time that fight, might be the only champion by the time that fight happens, right? So they could have an option on a fight. They could get an option on a fight with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua not even have any belts. If you don't have a date, on it. They be like, oh, you signed to fight us. You signed to fight us. What do you mean you don't have a belt anymore? Well, it didn't matter. You signed an agreement that you would take this fight. We agreed to be bound by it, and da. You know, there's all kind of, there's a million ways to skin a cat and a million and one to rob you. Mr. Boxing Today, Holmes literally hurt and knocked down Ocasio with a jab. Yep. Man, who else did he hit with a jab? He hurt somebody else with a jab too. God dog, was it? Dang, he dropped somebody else with a jab I watched last night too. Anthony Joshua should use other sanctioning bodies to smoke out. Oh, that's 2-2. I just call it 2-2-2-2-5. Wilder should use other sanctioned bodies to smoke out AJ. I don't know if that's possible. What's good, Blood Boxing? Blood, we got to do our thing, man. I researched. I'm on top of my 1981 heavyweights, dog. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, I do believe that Leon Spinks set the blueprint for his brother to beat Larry Holmes, because he did the exact opposite of what his brother did. And he was a little long in the tooth, by the way. Larry Holmes just had a very, very tough fight with, I think, man, I watched that Tim Witherspoon fight, man. I think that Larry Holmes might have lost I think he might have lost to Tim Witherspoon. I think he might have lost to Carl the Truth Williams. Man, dog, it was a hard time right around that time for Larry Holmes, man, leading up into that Michael Spinks fight. But Leon Spinks, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he did the exact opposite. Look at the two fights, man. Michael Spinks does almost the exact opposite of what Leon Spinks did. Leon Spinks pursued Larry Holmes the whole time. Pursued him. So Leon Spinks was in the center of the ring while Larry Holmes was moving to his left, moving to his left and just boxing him. Larry Holmes countered him off the ropes and all that. But when he fought Michael Spinks, it was the exact opposite. It was Michael Spinks coming in and out, using that awkward head movement, using his jab, being unpredictable, all of that against Larry Holmes. But Larry Holmes was in the center of the ring stalking Michael Spinks. Now, Larry Holmes, I guess, was also a lot longer in the tooth, man, at that time too. And it also didn't hurt that Don King probably got him robbed. He was with Don King with the WBC belt at the time that he had Leon Spinks and all those guys, and he's at the IBF when he was with the IBF at the time he fought Michael Spinks. So, that IBF split came after Don King got him stripped. But it was it was a lot of fun researching that last night. Holmes, best jab at the time. Yeah, definitely, man. He had a nice right hand, too. You are correct. I wonder what his brother put in his ear. Hey, man, he could just look at it. Hey, man, that dude, because they didn't like the head movement. See, Larry Holmes didn't like that. He didn't like that head movement. It's hard, even with his jab with Leon Spinks, it was hard for him to land a jab on Leon Spinks. Because Leon Spinks had that, how he had that kind of funny hand movement when he's moving his hand. They both had very good head movement and very good, kept throwing different looks at him. So it was hard for him to really connect with his jab versus somebody like an Anthony Joshua who doesn't have any head movement. Larry Holmes will find you in the chin with that jab all day. But Michael Spinks and Leon Spinks had they moved their head a lot, very herky-jerky, very awkward, Mr. Boxing Today said Ali, Foreman, and Holmes are favorite fighters of all time. However, I believe Witherspoon and Williams edged Holmes. I also believe Holmes got robbed both times versus Spinks. Yeah, I think that he didn't. Those Spinks fights, after I agree with the Witherspoon, I agree with the Williams. it was a closer fight than I thought that first fight with Michael Spinks. When I remember watching the fight thinking Larry Holmes got robbed, but as I watched that again, it was a little closer than I thought it was for him to beat the champion, but it is what it is, man. I think the major thing that happened with that though is that he didn't have the same promotional pull behind him without Don King. I was watching Larry Holmes versus Butterfield the day before yesterday. I didn't see it. What's his name? Eric X or whatever. 225. Did you watch Foreman versus Shavers? They beat the hell out of each other. Foreman Shavers? No. Did they fight? Did Foreman fight Shavers? I thought you talking about Holmes Shavers, right? I don't think that did Foreman fight Shavers? I didn't think Foreman fought Shavers. Holmes and Shavers. I got to check my record on that. I didn't think that they fought each other. Now, Larry Holmes and Shavers, hey, man, that was crazy. Let me look at this. Yeah, I don't think he did. Bugner. Dude, I didn't realize he fought that long. Nah, he never fought him. You're talking about you're talking about Foreman and Lyle. Yeah. Foreman and Lyle. Yeah, I saw that. That was a good fight. I gotta watch it again though. When I get on because I'm telling you guys, I am going to get Larry Williams and I am gonna get Kurt Sugar. That motherfucking Kurt Sugar. Kurt Sugar be killing me in that stuff. In the trivia contest. Yeah, I didn't think they ever fought. That's when he was off on his he was in line with the Holy Ghost at that point in time. Oh, he talking about Ron Lyle. Yeah. That was a good fight. Ron Lyles. And I also fought somebody else who was a good fight. But I like George Foreman. But I'm gonna tell you the thing that I really noticed about those fights was that, and I did it in a video today, man. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm saying this look, man, I am definitely 100% trying to blast the crap out of Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. More so Eddie Hearn than Anthony Joshua, because I think Eddie Hearn is just a raggedy snake. But I'm just telling you the truth, man. I really do think that Deontay Wilder has a better chance in that era, those 80 heavyweights, 70s, 80s heavyweights, and even 90s heavyweights than Anthony Joshua does, because of the fact that Deontay Wilder is so unorthodox. Because he's so unorthodox. Anthony Joshua, to me, he just doesn't seem very he just seems big. Like his thing is that he's big, Anyway. I was just listening to Wilder versus Brazil. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Brazil. I don't know why people think that fight's happening next. I don't think that's even happening next. I think that Adam Kwanecki would come before that, man. Ernie Shavers, Roy Williams. I haven't seen that. I'll check that out. But I don't think Dominic Brazil and Deontay Wilder is coming next. For now, watch Champions Forever. Yeah, I've seen Champions Forever. It's on YouTube for free, I believe. Great footage, great fights, well filmed. Yep, I definitely saw that. That's when Ali. It makes me sad because Ali was so slow. His speech was so slow at the time. Blood Bison, me to Fanon. I can't see Tate beating Wilder. He would defeat AJ. I can't see Tate because Tate. Yeah, Tate was a little. He got knocked out by Teofimo Lopez with a straight right hand, dude. And went Betty by in the amateurs. I saw that fight. I remember seeing it's John Tate, right? Getting nailed by Teofimo Lopez. And bloop, wobbled out. So if he hits him, the thing is, if Deontay Wilder hits somebody, he can knock him out. Bracy won. Prime Riddick Bowe versus Wilder. Who you got? I got Riddick Bowe. See, here's my thing, man. I don't think any of these guys are proven. You know what I mean? And when you're asking me about somebody who had their entire career put out there, I got to give them the edge because I can see their entire body of their work, man. You know, what's going on, Malik Omar? I can see their whole body of work. I can see their whole body of work. So Riddick Bowe only lost one time to Evander Holyfield. Other than that, ain't nobody else beat Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe's only lost in the pro to Evander Holyfield. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, multiple time heavyweight champion, and he beat that dude twice. So I'm going to give Riddick Bowe his full credit, man. Yeah, King Corleone said Deontay Wilder got that vibranium right hand. And he got a left too. Riddick Bowe ducked Mike Tyson. He could have. But I'm just going, man. Look, I'm not saying Mike Tyson's going to beat Riddick. I mean, that Mike Tyson would beat Riddick Bowe at the time that they were going through that. Mike Tyson Mike Tyson's a legendary fighter, clearly. But Mike Tyson would beat Mike Tyson. Galata was beating him though. Yeah, I know the nut shot helps too. Yeah, I mean, hey man, what can I say? Couple shots to the cojones. He said, I never understood the Bowe versus Galata fights. Galata's a cheating bastard. I mean, that's all I can say. Galata wasn't quite right in the head either, man. He had a little bit of that Oliver McCall, you ain't quite right in the head type of shit. How Lewis took him out and Galata took everything out of Bowe. Yeah, but Riddick Bowe also, man, Riddick Bowe's training. Riddick Bowe's, I think Holyfield took a lot out of Riddick Bowe. It was Tyson that said he didn't want Bowe. It's on YouTube. Yeah, dude, if what's his name was bad for him, what's the hell is his name, man? Buster Douglas. If Buster Douglas is bad for you, come on, man. Riddick Bowe's bad for your health too. Tall, long dude with a jab that's going to stick that jab out there. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Galata might not have been putting it on him like that if he didn't keep punching him in the nuts, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You get disqualified for doing that shit, man, you're gone. Yeah, Bowe did duck Lewis. I don't think Bowe beats Lennox Lewis unless he touches him on his chin. Because at that point in time, man, anything can happen with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis got a faulty chin button. Oh my God. BWTM said, remember Tyson Galata? That was ugly. That was one of the most brutal beatings ever. He broke his face, man. Mike Tyson broke Andrew Galata's face. That was one of the ugliest. That's one of the ugliest brutal beatdowns of Mike Tyson's career is what he did to Andrew Galata. He broke the dude's. He left an indent on his face. What's good, Marlo's Corner? How you feeling, man? Sitting up there, was studying last night, because I know y'all coming around to a Larry Holmes video, and I'm gonna beat y'all. Tyson wasn't training when he fought Buster Douglas. Yeah, he had that little Jerry curl in his hair too, man. Maybe that got into his eye because he had his S curl at the time. Messiah Fanon. Remember when Foreman lost every round and knocked out Michael Moore out? Yeah. Woo, man, he blipped him. Somebody corrected me. I thought that was a shot on the forehead. It was a right on the chin, left on the chin, and a right on the forehead. Tyson McNeely was hilarious. Yeah, it was. How good do I think Mitch Green was? I have to look at Mitch Green again. I didn't pay a lot of attention to Mitch Green. I just more knew Mitch Green for getting beat up in a nightclub. I gotta look back at Mitch Green really to get a good idea about that one. That was Foreman IQ. J-Dog. Yeah, man, he knocked. And plus, that dude was a cruiserweight. Michael Moore was a cruiserweight. What did Michael Moore get that belt off of? Another cruiserweight in Holyfield. He got it off of Holyfield. Lawrence RBE, man, much love in the super chat. He said, "What are the chances Keith gets stripped? Little to none." And Little just left town. They're not about to put that out there for Little to none and Little left town. Gravis, a dream come true for Danny Williams when he beat a shot Tyson. I saw some other Danny Williams fighter. I think Danny Williams is a decent fighter, man. I think Danny Williams is a little bit underrated. Who else was Danny Williams beat the brakes up off of somebody else I was watching the other day too. Danny Williams is a decent Danny Williams is a decent fighter, man. Oh, Danny Williams is a legend for that. Yeah, Danny Will. I think he's a better. I think Danny Williams is a better fighter than people give him credit for. I like Danny Williams. Onyx, what's going on, Senior X? Mitch Green don't want no smoke with Tyson on the street. Hell no. He got that eyeball opened up. Keith is pissed with Heyman. Hey, man, I don't know what for. You got to do your thing, man. Can't keep hiding in a penny drawer. Come on out and fight, man. For putting him, that's Showtime wants a star, man. Showtime got to put that pressure on Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman might break out and go fight on DAZN. That'd be a good signing for Matchroom. Go get Ponytail. Go out there and hide him up there. See if Ponytail will fight. Get Amir Khan. Keith Thurman versus Amir Khan on DAZN. Because I will not watch that fight just like I wouldn't watch that fight on Showtime. I'm kidding. I'll watch it on Showtime. Yeah, Danny Williams was decent. Yeah, I like Danny Williams. I mean, I don't think he's, he ain't the end of the world. I mean, he ain't the best fighter ever, but I think he's a little better than people give him credit for. Reverend Pickle said, Tyson loves pigeons like my family. He visits Andy Booker and Don Cass. He's a good man. That's what's up. Good to know that, man. He strikes me as a decent guy, man. I don't like his take on Wilder, man. He a little butthurt on Deontay Wilder. Now the funds aren't there. Funds aren't there. Oh, and now the funds aren't there for what? Oh, you really think he wants it anymore? I mean, who knows, man? We'll see if he comes out there, man. We'll see if he comes out there. I'll give him credit. Like I said, I want to encourage him. I want to encourage him. Anthony Johnson, man, much love in the super chat. He said Foreman's 1-2 knockout punch of Moore was the laziest I've ever seen. Shout out for now. That dude can punch though, man. Hey, look, that's a thudding. He was out. He was out. That was a thudding punch. You know what punch that reminded me of? That reminded me of that punch where Terry Norris got knocked out by Simon Brown. You remember when Terry Norris got knocked out by Simon Brown with that like right hook just popped him on like right on the back of the ear and he just fell out? That's what that kind of reminded me of. Hey, Phenom, me and my wife drove up from DC to the Hamptons for a week and get away and meet my guy from Cape Town, South Africa. That's where my wife and I got married. And he's drank that AJ's Kool-Aid because he said Wilder's scared. That ain't AJ's Kool-Aid because AJ don't say nothing. That's that media nonsense. That's that. How you scared? Somebody scared of somebody when they offer him $50 million. Hey, Phenom, what up, bro? Any news from Ortiz? I want to see him fight again. No, but I'll tell you what's interesting. I think Luis Ortiz is going to be on some Showtime fights because if you look at the ads that have been put up by Showtime on YouTube videos, they have Luis Ortiz featured prominently in their ads. I was like, wow, what? I wonder why he's in that because they have all the featured fighters, right? They have Deontay Wilder, they got Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Adrian Bronner. They don't have Sean Porter, but they have Luis Ortiz. So I was like, okay, maybe Showtime's gonna try to get him a fight, man, because Showtime pays the bills. So I hope that they try to do that. Hey, I know. Hey, Luis Ortiz is not 48. He might be 42. He might be older than the 38, but he ain't 48. Trust me, he ain't 48. Because if he was 48, he wouldn't have got out that second round. Because he got up. People forget, dude, he almost didn't make it out that second round. What was it, the fourth round? I keep thinking it's the second round. I heard Ortiz is 48. He ain't 48, man. He might be around 40. But I swear, man, my boy who went to high school with Rigondeaux, because a good part of my family is Cuban. He went to high school with Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's like, man, I went to high school with Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's 4. He said Guillermo Rigondeaux's 38. It's like, how you know? He's like, man, I went to school with him. I'm in his grade. He said he went to kindergarten with him. 48, I think early to mid. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a little bit of can I call it is it racism when it's just somebody from a country like you ain't gonna believe something that Cubans say? Like, hey man, who knows how old these cats are, man? I ain't checked their birth certificate. I don't think Rigo is not 43, man. Rigo is according to somebody that went to high school with Rigondeaux, high school with him, and I know he went to high school with him. He went to the same school. He said that's how old Rigondeaux is. Rigondeaux has an old. He's like Rigondeaux's got an older brother. I was in wrestling classes with him. He said, yeah, Romero, the Cuban W, said he and Ortiz are the same age, 40 years old. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I know Cassie went to high school with Guillermo Rigondeaux. My brother-in-law went to high school with him. And he said that's how old he is. He's not any older than that. But it is, you know how they do. Hey, maybe it's like Danny, what's that dude's name? Oh, said Ken Norton lied about his age too, and it was proved. Rigondeaux's last name isn't Rigondeaux, it's Ortiz. His name is Rigondeaux. And his best sport is wrestling. People don't know that. His best sport was wrestling. He made a change. He grew up in the same neighborhood. He grew up right down the block where Kid Chocolate was. And Kid Chocolate, the original Kid Chocolate was his hero. But nah, Rigondeaux is my brother. Hey man, I'm just telling you the deal, man. I know my brother-in-law is Cuban. He don't speak an inch or he don't speak an ounce of English. My father-in-law is Afro-Cuban. He's 60s, 68, looks about 40. Rigondeaux forever, Lama. That's still my dude. Yep. Hey man, that dude's made some money throwing that fight, huh? He'd have lost anyway, but I know daggone well that dude was like round 6. All right, round 6. Put your money on it. I'm out in round 6. These boys ain't never giving me another fight. Shamzilla is in the LDBC ever. What up, Fanon? What's going on with you, Shamzilla hot seat boxing? Was Rigondeaux a freak athlete in high school? According to this dude, Rigondeaux is one of the best athletes ever to come out of Cuba. That's his second sport. Boxing is his second sport. And it was just that he was just so damn talented. But yeah, Rigondeaux's a freak. That's what they say. Rigondeaux's a freak athlete. And the dude, my brother-in-law is like, that's what they do. I mean, you get recruited into those schools in Cuba. I have no idea how old Orticos is. No idea. All I did was ask about Rigondeaux. That was Political Princess was good. Rigondeaux is great. Rigondeaux's a great athlete. But shoot, the dude is he's still a 122-pounder. His problem wasn't age. His problem is that he's a $118 soaking wet. Now, the same guy that told me, my brother-in-law, same dude I talked to about Rigondeaux a year before fighting Lomachenko. He's like, nah, you don't want to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko's too big. He's like, Rigondeaux wanted to retire. Rigondeaux wanted to retire last year. That's why he pushed for that fight, because he wanted to be done. The Cubans have skills, though. Yeah, they do. Rigondeaux took a dive. I don't care what anybody said. Yeah, clearly he did. He didn't get knocked out. He stopped in there. My hand hurts. I'm done. Nah, Roy, he got screwed. I think he's doing well, though. Word out of Miami is the dude's doing real well. Like, he don't have to fight anymore. He got paid. That's the word on Rigondeaux. The word on Rigondeaux from the cats that know Rigondeaux, that are around him, Rigondeaux is straight. That's why Rigondeaux didn't fight in that WBA tournament. Unless he lied to you, bro, a few years. I'm not sure what he's talking about. He could have lied to me. Could be. I'm just telling you what the dude told me. And I know that, and I know my brother-in-law is about 38 years old. And I tell you what, that dude can't play a lick of damn basketball, but god dog, he's strong as shit. And do you know how much these dudes run in Cuba? You know that you have to go. He was telling me, like, in order to be a chess player in Cuba, you got to like run. You got to damn near, like, they put these cats out, make them run 6-7 miles. The chess players run because they're like, oh yeah, they got to work it for your, you got oxygen to your brain. So they make sure that their chess players are in good shape, physical shape. Anyway, man, I mean, with the people ducking him in HBO, bantamweight, AA, boxing, and boxing. Man, you guys got to change that name, AA, coming to my channel. I am no longer a weed smoker, and you're making me jealous. Bantamweight and up, just top 10 rankings. American fighters dominate rankings over UK fighters. That's not including foreign fighters who are based out of the US. Shame UK fans don't research them. Look, man, UK, this is the thing for me in the UK boxing. And I don't mean to, if I know I got cats from UK on here, I don't want to offend anybody. But here's my thing on the UK athletes. We got more athletes. I mean, we just have better athletes. We have more athletes. And as a result of having more athletes, we can have a higher number of good athletes get into the sport. I mean, we have, of the black athletes in the United States, I mean, we have what, like 40 million black people in America. And there might be what, 3? Is there 3 in the UK? I don't know if there's 3 million black people in the UK, period. Think you're something like 1.5 million. It's small, right? So you have we have Anthony Joshua. Yeah. You just don't have as many athletes. You know what I mean? Just don't have as many. You don't have as many really good athletes. As a result, you're not going to have as good of fighters. That's just what it is. You're just not going to have as good because you don't have the pool of athletes. You know what I mean? We've got we've got like damn near world-class athletes that can't make NBA teams. You know? It's just, that's tough. And then you don't have the like Anthony Joshua. I was thinking about doing a video, but I didn't really get into it. But I was looking, I was like, did research on Anthony Joshua's trainer. And I remember Rod McCracken, because Rod McCracken was a middleweight. And I do believe that he lost to Keith Holmes and he lost to Howard Eastman. And I was like, what's every other guy, like Lewis? Lennox Lewis had an American trainer. The Klitschko's had an American trainer out of Detroit, right? So the Klitschko's and Lennox Lewis both had Detroit trainers. I mean, I don't know how good Anthony Joshua can get with Rod McCracken. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder has a Hall of Fame trainer. He has a Hall of Fame fighter as a trainer. You know, it's just the institutional knowledge in the UK as far as boxing is at heavyweights, it's just not as rich. So I think that there's a limit. I think there's a limit to what Anthony Joshua can learn with Rod McCracken. So I just think it's going to be tough on the dude. Anyway, man. Mr. Boxing Today, Robert Bellario from Cuba would have been a good pro. He passed away like 25. He won a gold at heavyweight in 92. He probably would have been a world title holder at light heavyweight. That's what's up. Oh, you know what? There also was another guy, man. I forget that Riggindale's, the trainer with Riggindale, said another real good Cuban he thought would have been a great world champion. But the things with the Cubans don't get out of Cuba until they're 30. You know? I mean, Riggindale would have been at 118 pounds when he was 22 and having fought in the United States. What's good, Lawrence Williams? I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to beat you. You know what's good. Don't come up on this channel whooping my ass talking about what's good. I ain't AJ. I likes to fight. You whoop me. I'm studying. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. Seriously, I don't know Lawrence Williams is a horse on that trip boxing trivia. Y'all gotta understand, you in the room with a boxing scholar, Lawrence Williams, Kurt Sugar. But what's good, Lawrence Williams? How you feeling, man? Mr. Finish 111 said, for 9, Lennox Lewis was my guy. Do you see any comparisons between him and Wilder? No. I don't think Wilder's on the level of Lennox Lewis, man. Tell you the truth. Not at this point. I think Lennox Lewis beats Deontay Wilder unless Deontay Wilder lands something on him. If Deontay Wilder lands something on him, he's gonna go to sleep just like everybody else. But Nah, man, I think I mean, like I said, man, I gotta give Lennox Lewis his credit. Lennox Lewis in my book's an all-time great. I mean, I think he's a legitimately established. Lennox Lewis is one of the few guys that I'll actually even waste my time talking about him and Ali. Like, what do I think would happen with Lennox Lewis and Ali? I mean, I think Ali would jab him to death, would just jab him and win the fight, winning a decision because Ali is just too fast. And he's tall enough where he can land his shots on him, you know, and he might just dizzy him up. But I got a lot of respect for Lennox Lewis. I think Lennox Lewis is the best heavyweight since Larry Holmes. And I think Lennox Lewis is better than Vitaly, better than Vladimir. I think that Lennox Lewis is a beast, man. I think Lennox Lewis is better than I put Lennox ahead of Tyson. I think Lennox Lewis's jab and his right hand, man, that heavy ass right hand, I like him. For now, Liston was a lot older. Yeah, now I believe Sonny Liston was a lot older than he listed. I do. I mean, he's saying he was 32, and he damn, you know. Emmanuel Mamak said Lennox Lewis is a beast for sure. Yeah, man, that's really the gem out of the UK is Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is a gem. King J Rod, what's good? Said shout out to Fernanda Don. Shout out Pound LDBC. That's what's up. Lawrence Williams, Marlo's Corner. What's good? You feeling younger yet? Hey, we got to get these cats. We got to get people signed up for the trivia contest at Marlo's Corner sometime this week, probably Monday. We're gonna host a trivia show on this channel, so you guys can get familiar with Marlo's Corner. Come with your hard hats on because these cats are serious with this trivia. But it's also like an educational lesson, man, because it'll take you back some years if you've been a boxing fan for a long time. And for you young dummies that are out there, and I'm calling you because I know some of you boys talking this Anthony Joshua stuff, you're just a bunch of kids that ain't been paying attention to boxing. Okay? You need to do your homework, dog. You need to do your homework. All right, and Marlo's Corner is your homework. Just shut up and listen to these guys talk boxing. Go double check what they're saying on Google and come back out, and it'll help you in your conversations with other people. Because before long, you're going to be an older guy, okay? I used to have these conversations with my dad. My dad used to have conversations with his dad about Joe Louis, about the older, the fighters, Sugar Ray Robinson, and all that. It goes around, dog. What goes around comes around in boxing, okay? What goes around comes around in boxing. And while y'all got your lips all up on the scrotum of Anthony Joshua, believe me, there's gonna be some cat about 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, he'd knock out Anthony Joshua, and you'll be like, well, yeah, because Anthony Joshua was a bum. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, attend these. You need to go to school, learn some things, and there's a great place to go get them, which is Marlo's Corner. It's like school. It's like a lesson. It's like a lesson plan. I thought BWTM Sports Channel, I thought the second Holyfield fight with Lewis was tight, but they would never give it to him due to the first fight. Yeah, I thought both of those fights were close. I never got why people thought like that Lennox Lewis like blew him out. You know what I mean? Lawrence Williams, Kurt Sugar too. Bracy, okay, I'm not sure. Lewis or Calzaghe, best UK fighter in the last 25 years. Oh, I think Lewis, hands down. I like Joe Calzaghe, but Joe Calzaghe, first of all, here's my thing with Joe Calzaghe. Joe Calzaghe, I don't think would have beat Bernard Hopkins if Bernard Hopkins wasn't 40 years old. I don't think it. And then I don't even think like the win against Jeff Lacey wasn't no 168 pounder. I met Jeff Lacey, and I'm like, how in the world is this dude? Jeff Lacey was smaller because after I was at the Roy Jones Jr. fight against John Ruiz, and when I was leaving the airport going back, I was on the same plane, or I went through the same security line as Jeff Lacey and Winky Wright. Winky Wright was bigger than Jeff Lacey. He was taller than Jeff Lacey. Jeff Lacey might have had a little more muscle mass to him, but Jeff Lacey, I was before Jeff Lacey lost to Calzaghe. I was like, this dude is little. He's a little itty bitty dude. And so people trying to compare like Errol Spence Jr. to Jeff Lacy. Shoot, I think Errol Spence Jr. is bigger than Jeff Lacy. Jeff Lacy's a little itty bitty dude, man. I don't even see how he could have fought at 168. Maybe it's just the muscle mass or whatever made him weigh more, but his frame was a little guy, man. I said, oh, you watched Kazagi beat Roy Jones? Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. is way over the hill, man. Who got locked up? Ike Beabuchi? Yeah, I like that. Ike Beabuchi. Ike Beabuchi is crazy. Let me see. Oh, Sonny Justice Bay. What's good, Sonny Justice Bay? Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe with classic fights. Yeah. I think that was the last great series of heavyweight fights. Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. Nobody else has had a series. The other series, I guess, could be considered like that. Maybe it was like Klitschko's and Samuel Peter. But there haven't been any like really great series of fights like that. You know, Ike was the man to beat Lennox Lewis. I think Rockman was the guy to beat Lennox Lewis. That's the big knock on Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis got knocked out too much. In all fairness, though, Fanon, Showtime and fans were hyping Lacy as the Mike Tyson of the division, and Calzaghe beat his ass. Yeah, but see, I don't go with the hype. Mr. Boxing Today, I don't go with the hype. I never thought the dude was shit. I was like Andre Berto. To me, Jeff Lacy's like Andre Berto. To me, I think Andre Berto should have found a way to fight at 135 pounds. He's too little. Andre Berto could fight, but it's just too little. Little muscular dude. Being a little muscular dude it doesn't make your arms long enough to deal with somebody that's that much longer than you, you know? But that's just my take on it. I wasn't big on Jeff Lacy. Jeff Lacy at 168 pounds and Andre Ward at 168 pounds. Andre Ward will beat the brakes off of Jeff Lacy. The brakes off of Jeff Lacy, you know? So it's like, what about like Andre Ward versus Calzaghe? You know what I mean? Like Calzaghe, I liked Calzaghe, because Calzaghe's a good boxer, very quick, really good movement. You know, I like Calzaghe. I just don't see where Calzaghe beating Jeff Lacy means anything, because Jeff Lacy just wasn't that good to me. You know, like Carlos Takam. You know what I mean? Like Carlos Takam need to find a way to fight at cruiserweight, man. His frame ain't suitable for those dudes, man. Yeah, Graves. Yeah, Calzaghe had a great tank. Yes. Yeah, Andre Berto was a hype job. I was like, the whole time I'm watching the Andre Berto, I'm like, this is a little itty bitty dude, man. Lacy took too many punches, didn't move his. Yeah, he trying to land that left hook. Yeah, you know, he's a one-punch wonder. I just wasn't big on Jeff Lacy. Never was big on Jeff Lacy. Oh, he said Calzaghe did duck Froch after he beat Jermaine Taylor. Yeah, I would have liked to see Joe Calzaghe and Carl Froch. I think Calzaghe would have beat Carl Froch though. Just to be purely honest on it. I think I would take Calzaghe over Froch. Excuse me. Calzaghe had serious hand problems. Yeah, he's very fast. He landed a lot of punches, not a lot of pop to his punches. You know, I think James Toney destroys him. I think James Toney, like 168-pound James Toney, beats Calzaghe half to death. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, that's kind of like James Toney for me at 168 pounds. That's the guy for me. James Toney. And even James Toney's kind of short, a little short on the arm guy, man. But Don Banks said Calzaghe versus Ward. I'll take Andre Ward over Calzaghe. I'll take Andre Ward over Calzaghe. Just because because Ward is just multidimensional and he's just so gritty. He's so gritty. And he can fight inside and he can fight outside. James Toney barely beat Michael Nunn. Okay. Michael Nunn was a good fighter. Michael Nunn wasn't a bad fighter. Michael Nunn was a great fighter, actually. I don't think, just my take. I don't think Kozagi is like light and day better than Michael Nunn. Saying you barely beat Michael Nunn is like you beat Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn ain't easy money. James Toney dominated Roy Jones dominated James Toney 168 with a broken hand. I think that was 160 pounds. I don't think that was 168. I'm pretty sure that was 160. I will check the record, though. I think Roy Jones beat James Toney at 160 pounds. But let's check it out. Roy Jones Jr. And that's Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. beating him. That's Roy Jones Jr. But let's go back and check it out. Roy Jones. Nope, you're right. That was super middleweight. That's 168. Yep, that's for the IBA 168-pound title. Yeah, that was 168. Still, I still take James Toney over. I take Roy Jones over him at that point in time. Yep, 168. You're right. Thank you. Oh, not Roji said Toney. Yeah, Jones went up to 168. Thank you for the correction. Roy Jones is a steroid junkie. Let's be real. I don't know. I know he got caught for something after the fact. I don't know. I think unless you get a fight held up for it, I mean, God dog, Klitschko never got caught. You tell me anybody with a straight face willing to put money on Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko being clean? Y'all gonna bet your house on that one? I wouldn't bet 2 dimes on them dudes being clean. Nobody gains weight. No heavyweight gains weight going into training but the Klitschkos. Like, how do you do that? How do you get heavier? How do you gain weight going into training, man? Like, Vitaly Klitschko would put on 10, start running 6 miles a day, work it out half the damn day, and gain weight. Out of here, man. DJ Black Charm Music. Antonio Tarver was the better of James Toney era, man. James did James Toney fight Antonio? No, it's Bernard Hopkins that beat up Antonio Tarver. I think Antonio Tarver just had a style to beat Roy Jones, and Roy Jones he had already went all the way up in weight, man. Muscle is heavier than fat, yeah. And you putting on muscle. That's my point. You putting on muscle during training camp? What are you, weightlifting? And why would you be weightlifting? I mean, I guess weightlifting for Vladimir Klitschko would help a lot. He said, I bet Vlad is 220 right now. Shamzilla, what's good, man? Much appreciation. Where you at, Samzilla? Says, shout out to the LDBC. Love the channel for now. What up, Blood Boxing, the pioneer? Yeah, Bloods are great, man. Sometimes, man, I got to say this about this boxing channel stuff. Sometimes I'll be talking to people, and I'm like, damn, I'm talking to Blood Boxing. Like, I'm really talking to Blood Boxing. Like, that's weird, odd to me, because I used to turn on Blood Boxing. Blood Boxing was the first person to really point out that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was cherry picking. And he was getting a lot of heat. A lot of heat for that, man. A lot of heat. And I was like, it irritated me at first because I wasn't really paying attention to the news like that. And he was like, going on, he's like, look, I used to support this cat. He did the same thing that he's doing right now. Oh, I'll get back to that. DJ Black Charm Music, let me back up. But much love in the super chat, my man. Shamzilla said, my homie would have been good too, Avanon. Vernon Force, RIP, yep. Rest in peace, Vernon Force. Yeah, I actually watched a little him yesterday against Ricardo Mayorga, man. And Vernon Force beat Shane Mosley. First dude to knock knock that off. Oh, what's up, man? You out in the Philippines? You getting ready for this? Hey, Shamzilla, you getting ready for that Manny Pacquiao? Lucas Matisse, for Lucas Matisse to end Manny Pacquiao's career, according to Oscar De La Hoya. But yeah, man, Blood was one of the first people to really point that out, man. About how he didn't fight Paul Williams, not fighting Paul Williams, not fighting Keith Thurman was a big defender of his cousin Keith Thurman at the time. You know, Blood is now a turncoat, a Florida turncoat, by disrespecting his cousin Ponytail. Shame on you, Blood. But Blood's one of the best, man. No doubt about it. Blood, first channel I subscribed to back in 06, 07, somewhere in there. Yep. It's about the time I subscribed to Blood too. Oh, Shamzilla ain't big on Pac-Man. Hey, I'm big on Pac-Man. I like big Pac-Man. Floyd said work smarter, not harder. Yeah. Yeah. He did that all right. They can't deny that. That dude maxed, homie. He maxed. He maxed. But hey, look, Floyd Mayweather, you can cut out half his career and he's still a Hall of Famer. All right. Henri Jones was good, man. He said, Fanon, I'm not trying to make this racial, but do you think Eddie Hearn naturally has less respect for Wilder because he's a black athlete and might have more from him if he were a white champion? No, I do not. I think that I do not think that affects Eddie Hearn in that way. I don't. I think that Eddie Hearn, strangely enough, Eddie Hearn probably has more respect for black fighters than Bob Arum does. Okay. I think as far as that goes, I think Eddie Hearn has more respect for black fighters than Oscar De La Hoya does. I do. I think that his thing is, from what I can see, I think he has a thing with his fighters, right? His fighters. If you look, the fact he puts black fighters, he might not have any choice because he's trying to do it from the heavyweights, but he features black fighters and he doesn't have a problem featuring black fighters. So I would not put that on Eddie Hearn's head. Now, I think some of the smug bullshit that he says, I don't like the Alabama guy, and I don't like him. Don't get me wrong. But he doesn't do it like Bob Arum does. Bob Arum just sets black fighters in the background for no good reason, even if they're not big draws. You know what I mean? You look at what Eddie Hearn did with Kell Brook and what he's doing with Anthony Joshua, what he's doing with Dillian White. I think he sees the value in black fighters, obviously, because he's trying to steal all of them from the PBC. You know what I mean? And if given a chance, he would feature. He might exploit, but he would feature black fighters on Sky Sports or on DAZN or whatever. He would do it. I don't think. Well, you have guys like Top Rank who won't do it at all. So no, I wouldn't put that on him. I put pathological liar, contradicting jackass, snide asshole. I put all that on him. But as far as what he does as a promoter, he seems that he is he will definitely put a black fighter in the forefront because he's doing that. You know what I mean? I guess he could try to run that game with Huey Fury. You know what I mean? He said, nah, no race, no issue with Eddie Hearn. Yeah, I wouldn't put that on that. I have not seen that out of Eddie Hearn. Now, if he does, I'll say that. But I wouldn't put that. Yeah. Oh, thanks for setting me straight. Yeah, I wouldn't put that on Eddie Hearn. Now, that whole old school, that whole transatlantic thing, he needed it. I think he just needed to have a better choice of words. Now, but if you look at what Bob Arum does, that's somebody that has no respect for black fighters. Bob Arum. You look at Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, he has no respect for black fighters. Abel Sanchez, he has no respect for black fighters. Those guys, no respect. And that is their weakness when they compete against Eddie Hearn. Just being real about it. Shamzilla said he damn sure talked a black man out of 50 million. He did. He did. Now I'm saying he's exploiting now. I'm not saying he ain't exploiting. I'm just saying, compared to others, hey man, there's a whole lot of snakes out there, dude. A whole lot of snakes. Eddie did hate on Bama, though. Yeah, he did hate on the Bama. But, you know, I think I would just say that transatlantic deal, that's terrible wording, dude. Terrible wording. That was just like, God, dog, really? Did you just say transatlantic deal? I mean, that might be actually true. But, hey, dude, come on, man. You can't be talking about transatlantic boxer deals. But no, I don't like the dude at all. But look here, man, I ain't got to call a cat. I don't have to be able to prove a cat is a racist to be a thief and a liar. You know what I mean? There's plenty of other criticisms I can jump on him. I don't even have to get to that one. Marshall Simmons, 56, I would say something. Race comes up too much, doesn't it, with certain people, usually on the chats? Well, look, Marshall Simmons, I don't want to get into this. If it comes up, it needs, I'll put it this way. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a real thing. It's a real issue. And acting like, I won't necessarily bring it up all the time, but I'm not going to deny that it's a real issue. It's a real issue in the world. People aren't making that up. You know what I mean? People aren't making it up. It really happens. It's real. Now, I might not want to talk about it all the time, and I might not want to put it in people's face all the time, but it's there. It's a real deal. You know, even with Deontay Wilder in the United States, it's a real deal, because this cat is, boxing is not supported in the United States like it should be, and that is, I do believe that's the recognition that one of the main reasons that Bob Arum is trying to be the way that he's been, because he's like, look, people aren't going to support this, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get with, you know, what people will support. But I mean, anyway, I just don't want to get into it all the time, just because, man, that's just a whole ball of worm. That's just a whole ball of wax. I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about it all the time. But if you bring it up, hey, I'll tell you what I think about it now. And Deontay Wilder is a victim of that. He absolutely, in my opinion, he absolutely positively is. A white Wilder would be bigger than LeBron James in the United States. Yeah, I do believe so. Without a doubt. Fanon, you're into law. Is transatlantic trading still a term for cargo, even though slavery isn't part of the Congo? Yeah, because transatlantic just means it's Atlantic Ocean. You're going to go over the transatlantic. Yeah, it's transatlantic. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't hear, it's got a stigma attached to it, because, you know, when he talked about having a transatlantic stable, I mean, it's just like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear transatlantic in the United States relative to black people, is the transatlantic slave trade. And that should be that situation for people in the Caribbean too. If you're not from the United States, if you're from Great Britain, that might not necessarily be something that you were educated on, and it doesn't just pop into your ears when you hear it. You know what I mean? Similar to like when somebody talks about the Sun newspaper in the United States, and people are like, what does that have to do with why did O'Hara Davies, what was the big deal about him saying something about the Sun, right? Because it's not something that is really, it's just not something that's talked about in the United States. But in the United States, within the black community, if you did something like, here's my quiz, finish this sentence, transatlantic slave trade. Like, what if that was like a Family Feud question? Okay, what word would you put after transatlantic? They'd be like, transatlantic slave trade. You know, that's just what completes that sentence. You know, like, what's the, yeah, anyway, you get the point. Transatlantic trade, I'm not sure what that means. Unarammer, gas up, eat, sleep, repeat. Good afternoon, Fanon and everyone. Hope everyone is having a good day. Angel Santos, you as well, man. Oh, Derek Tatum, man, much love in the super chat. He said, if Wilder was white, let me shut up. I mean, you know, but see what I'm saying on that is if it's a fifth, man. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really work. See, there's the thing for in the United States for Deontay Wilder. The biggest thing that prevents Deontay Wilder from being a megastar in the United States is he's got to jump out the top of the box. You know what I mean? He has to set himself apart as being the number one boxer. Once he becomes the number one boxer in the world, and there's nobody else that can be above him in boxing, he will immediately catapult himself to the top of sports in America. See, it's not just Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder isn't just competing against other boxers for his fan base. He's competing against basketball for his fan base. He's competing against football teams for his fan base. You know what I mean? So once he gets the attention of his fan base, which are black people in America, once he becomes a major, like people are really talking about him in his own community, that will catapult him to the top of sports. And if he catapults himself to the top of sports in the black community, he automatically catapults himself to the top of sports around the world. That's just how it works. You know, if once somebody becomes the number one black musician, right, in the number one musician in the black community in America, they immediately become one of the top ones in the world. That's just how it is. Beyonce was being Destiny's Child got big in the black community. Once they got big in the black community, all of a sudden they become the biggest in the world. It's like a megaphone like that. It works like that. But football too, basketball too. Mike Tyson was bigger than not a lot of people remember this, but Mike Tyson was bigger than Michael Jordan. In the 80s, in 85 through 89, before he went to prison in like 1990, he was bigger than Michael Jordan. A lot bigger than Michael Jordan. He's bigger than everybody in sports. And there was a point in time where Ali was bigger than everybody in sports. That's what Deontay Wilder needs. Deontay Wilder doesn't need Anthony Joshua so he can get the UK fan base. He just needs to be the only heavyweight champion of the world and be the guy that everybody knows. Once everybody in the black community knows about him, where he's from, he will just seriously, man, the money he'll make will make Anthony Joshua, he'll laugh at it. I mean, like Floyd Mayweather, the money that Anthony Joshua, all the stuff that people are talking about with Anthony Joshua over there, Anthony Joshua, Ali was bigger than Jim Brown at the time. Man, Ali was bigger than the NBA at the time. Ali was bigger than the NFL. You know what I mean? And if he's bigger than the NFL, Muhammad Ali wasn't just bigger than Jim Brown. He was bigger than the NFL. He's bigger than the Super Bowl. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Muhammad Ali, if you got to Muhammad Ali's status, Muhammad Ali is bigger. Muhammad Ali would be bigger than the NBA. But he just needs the black community in America. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. You don't need anybody else. Michael Jackson got to be the top guy in a black America. In black America, it was a wrap. Because once he's the biggest guy in black America, then you're going to bring in the urban European teenagers. Once you bring in the American European teenagers, it's a wrap. He doesn't need the UK. And that's why these arguments about who the A side is are funny, because Anthony Joshua's tapped out. He can't get any bigger. If Anthony Joshua really wanted, Anthony Joshua is not an Ali, not even close. And think about this. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not as big as is the biggest. Floyd Mayweather Jr. got big in the black community. Some people refer to it as, like Blood would talk about, getting big on social media. But social media really is a way that the black community were talking to one another. And once people were like, oh yeah, Floyd. Once they jumped on that, then that's where Floyd crossed over. But you got to dominate. Once you dominate in the black community in America, then you have all of that behind you. Then you cross, then you walk over, and then you get all the haters from the other side, and you get the people that want to appropriate. The combination of those two things make you huge. And that's where you get and yeah, I see you put Tiger Woods in there, Tiger Woods too. Man, they are dying. Golf is dying without Tiger Woods. Because they're like, man, we're not getting casual golf fans. Fanon, if you want to be a star and famous, you need to step from the shadows. Dude, if Deontay Wilder gets the support, here's an example. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is not running around doing commercials in the United States. He's not. Canelo Alvarez, if you walk east of the Mississippi River, you ask somebody who Canelo Alvarez is, they'll be like, I don't know. Who is that? He just has Mexicans. He has Mexicans to support him. And that's all he needs. All he needs is that. Shamzilla, Floyd had more fans that hated him than loved him. Yep, that works too. So did Ali. Lennox Lewis was the greatest all around in and out of the ring, real professional. He's a great, I like him a lot, man. He got a few Under Armour commercials. Oh, yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua's not, but Anthony Joshua's kind of ruined it for himself. Because over here, look, man, you got some certain cats, and I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but look, you can make all the videos you want over there in the UK. You're not going to convince people in the United States that the dude's not a coward. Okay? And they don't even have to know who Deontay Wilder is to call him a coward, dude. They'll be like, it's the guy that turned down $50 million for a fight. Oh, you're a coward. How can you do that? That doesn't resonate in anybody's mind. They're not going to get into, well, how much could he make next fight? And, he's the A side. Nobody's going with that. They're going to be, he's the guy that turned down $50 million. Yeah, Curtis said, Fanon had Ali had his own toy and cartoon. Look, Ali stopped the draft. That's all. Ali stopped the draft. Okay, Ali is one of the main reasons that you're not getting drafted in the United States. He's that big. And when they tripped on him, he just got bigger. Ali got bigger not fighting than he got fighting. And he reaped the benefits a little later on. Tennis will go the same way as tennis will survive. DJ Black Charm Music. You're gonna see Earl and all the Cowboy stuff. He's gonna be large. Watch this football season. How much you hear Earl and Cowboys in the same sentence. That's what's up. I'm hoping that for him, without a doubt, dude. I'm really hoping for that out of for Errol Spence. I think he's a talented boxer, and I'm wanting to see that great fight go on, man. He's gonna need Terrence Crawford too. He's gonna need that marquee dominant performance. And see, Errol Spence is somebody that earned it. That's why I like him. He earned it. He really earned it. That Kell Brook was a moment, man. That's a guy that showed improved. Rashida Sundiata, is the Wilder Hearn relationship more acrimonious than Mayweather Arum? About what and what, probably. But it's worse for Mayweather's with Arum was worse. Now, I think Arum and Mayweather were worse because they don't like each other. Mayweather didn't like Arum, but Arum had the power to really screw Floyd Mayweather. So I would say that the situation was worse with Arum and Mayweather because Hearn really can't do anything to Deontay Wilder. I mean, he can stand in the way of him making a gigantic payday with Anthony Joshua, but other than that, he really can't do anything to him. Bob Arum held back Floyd Mayweather's career. A lot of the great fights and all the stuff that came about, I thought, was Bob Arum trying to get Mayweather beat. Because I was like, God, dog. I mean, he's like fight after fight after fight. I'm like, God, this dude just trying to get this guy beat. You know what I mean? The from 130, the fights from 130 to 135, I was like, man, he's trying to get this dude beat. Those are some tough fights. From Gennaro Hernandez to Corrales to Castillo. I was like, God, dog. Now back, it might not sound like that now that we're over 10 years later, you know, and you think, oh, he won those fights, but at the time, those were tough fights, man. That he was exactly like Derek Tatum said, Mayweather Krause was supposed to be a loss for Floyd. Yep. Absolutely. No need to correct your spelling. I'll always correct the spelling and the reading if I can. Marlo's Corner for 9. Jay Prince put Aram in his place. Hey, just sent you an email. That's what's up, BWTM Sports Channel. Got you. Oh, I see it. Mr. Finisher 11. Wilder should sign with Eddie until the AJ fight, then fire his ass, 1-year deal. I don't agree, Mr. Finisher. I don't think he should do anything with him. Ooh, an hour. Hey, dude, you're a hard salesman, dude. I don't know if I can make an hour and 30 from now. I don't know if I can do that. I have to let you know because I got a wife and kids, man. Okay, I see. I have sketch. You serious? You serious, dog? I like that, man. I like this, dude. You're a serious dude. He said, I've got it scheduled. I'm about to promote it. Okay, I'll let you know in a minute. How long have I been on this? Oh, an hour and a half, man. I've been going a little longer than I thought I would. What's blazing in sport? What's up? Thank you, fam. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, okay. You're saying what's good to you, dude? Yeah. Spence has the edge, I think. Is a great fight. For who? Spence versus who? Crawford? Yeah, I mean, I give Errol Spence the edge in that fight, man. I just want to see the fight, though. I mean, some of these things, it's like, let's just make the fight, so we don't have to wonder. We don't have to wonder what the situation is. You know what I mean? As long as if we don't have to wonder what it is, that's all. That's a lot better than wondering what it is. You know. He was pretty boy then. He was a power puncher. These folk don't know about that. Yeah, he's a power puncher. He's very, very, very fast. He's a better fighter of course, he's a better fighter when he's younger, but like his athleticism, he was incredibly athletic. Like when Floyd got to 147 when he started fighting guys that are a lot bigger than him, his athleticism didn't really shine through as much as it did when he was a younger guy. He was a terrific athlete. Like, I think his best was that Gotti fight was where he looked inhuman, man. That was the best performance. I mean, it's a one-sided fight. But if Mr. finished that 24-hour deadline, yeah, I don't know. I would say that was false, but I mean, I can't say because they're not going to announce what's happening. They might have come up with an agreement. They just haven't put it out yet, with the Povetkin fight, Povetkin and Joshua, my thought is that they probably keeping that stuff up underneath keeping it under wraps, until what's up. All right, BWTM, I'll hit you on the email. I'm only going to be on about another 15 minutes on this. I just got to check with my wife and see what's going on. Dale McClay said 24-hour deadline is a ruse. I mean, the whole thing is, man, they didn't have to take that fight. They could have waited till that gets negotiated, but it wasn't going to get negotiated. If I was the WBA and I was like, I would do that not because of Wilder, but because of Hearn. Like, come on, man, you're not trying to make that fight. Okay, we heard what the contractual details are. We heard what you offered. Okay, you offered no a one-sided rematch clause. You didn't name the venue. You didn't name the date. You want to pick the refs and you want to pick the judges. You're not serious about this fight, okay? So the offer isn't an offer. Let me tell you, if you were the WBA and you read that contract, you would say that the guy's not serious. Because how could the WBA work off of that? All right, let me see what are the basic terms, Eddie, that you're offering Wilder? We need to know so that we can determine whether or not we're going to allow you to have an exemption. What's the offer, Eddie? Oh, well, we don't have a date. We don't have a time. We don't have a date. We don't have a venue. We don't know whether there's going to be one fight or two. We don't know. We're gonna do the judges and we're gonna pick the refs. They don't get any say so. Oh well, number one, we can't go off that, Eddie, because we need to know when you're gonna fight. We need to know that. So since you're not signing up for a date, then how can we? Why would we hold this up? Just get to an agreement with Povetkin, right? And let's go on. And that type of thing could have been pushed from Povetkin's side. Just looking at it from the outside in. See, like infamous LSG, the WBA is in Hearn's pocket. Now, see, I could say this: the WBA might just as well be in Povetkin's pocket, because number one, Povetkin's manager got bigger pockets. Got bigger pockets. And if there's any type of funniness going on, Rabinski could pull funniness just as easy as anybody else. So the WBA might have said that's it, but they might have said that's it, not to diss Deontay Wilder, but to push the fight to happening sooner than later. So yeah, defo check with the wife. I'm gonna check with mine. Yeah, man, my wife be like, look, you gotta we're moving too, so that's the thing I gotta check. We're picking up and packing bags and doing all kind of craziness over the next couple of weeks out the house. So I don't know whose pocket. I don't know who's in whose pockets on that one. I can't tell from this side what the deal would be. It's my knee jerk reaction is that it would be Eddie Hearn, but I wouldn't be surprised if you pull a cover up from underneath that and it's really more Povetkin than anything else. They talking about, but I did catch Eddie in another little contradiction. Yeah, Dark Truth, you moving to Texas? Yes, I am. I'm moving to Texas. We are up out of where I am. We're going to Texas. Yes, sir. We'll be in hot ass Texas. No more winters. Whew. Blazing heat, I'll take over winters. Russia needs some spotlight bad. Who was their last champ? What weight? I can't tell you what their last champ was. Their last heavyweight champ was probably Valuev. Isn't he from Russia? And who's from Russia? Shamanov, isn't he? Wasn't he Russian? Kostazou, I believe, was Russian, but he's fighting out of Australia. Maybe did Provodnikov hold a belt? I think Provodnikov had a belt for a hot second. Bivol, I think Bivol's Russian. He's got a belt, doesn't he? He said, for 9, it's hotter than hell down here in Texas. Yeah, I'm sure it is, dude. But let me tell you, man, there's the winter. I'm sick of it. I went to school down in New Orleans, so I know it can get hot and muggy. It was hot and muggy down there, but Ruslan Shagayev. Yeah, Kazakhstan used to be part of that. Is Blood moving? I think Blood is moving to a part of Florida, though. Blood said he ain't never leaving Florida. Nah, Lomachenko's from Ukraine. Ukraine used to be a part of the Soviet bloc, the USSR, what is it? The Soviet Republic or something, United something Soviet Republic. Russia was like the center of the USSR, but that broke off. And when that broke off after the Cold War, it broke off into a bunch of independent countries like the Ukraine. And dark-skinned people belong in hot weather. Yes, sir. This dark-skinned person's about to go down to some warm weather. I need some vitamin D in my life. Yep, used to be part of the Soviet Union. Keith Thurman is a top dog. I don't know, man. I don't know about that, dog. I don't know about that. Kovalev. Yep, Kovalev's Russian. Oh, you moving 35 miles? It ain't moving. That's a minor relocation. 35 minutes north. Soviet Republic. Thanks. Yeah, there you go. Couldn't remember what U.S. The United Socialist Soviet Republic. That sounds like that's about right. Arthur Beterbiev. Yep. Russia's gonna have some good fighters, man, because they have a good amateur program. So you're gonna be able to put out a good number of good professionals when you have a good amateur program. That just makes sense. You'll be down there with Black Fight Fan TV. I'm gonna make Black Fight Fan TV look like a northerner. I'm going even further south. I'm going to be further south than Black Fight Fan TV. DJ7, what's good? Native black faculty boxing said, I left New York 9 months ago. Me and my wife moved to North Carolina, and I've never been happier. It's 94 degrees today, and I love it. And I know you're not trying to pay that New York City bills, man. New York City is so dang expensive. It's ridiculous. Wow, I said, I'm looking to move out of the country. Ghana and South Africa looks good to me. Yeah, man. South Africa's might be having some drama coming up in the next 5-6 years. Your boy from the EFF. Hey, that boy's a wild boy. Malema. Brandon Rippey, Fanon, I'm moving to from Atlanta to Austin in August. That's what's up. I'm moving to Austin, Texas. That's where I'm going. Come to Houston. I'll be going through Houston on a regular basis. That's why I'm so happy, because it's like in between Houston and Dallas. So I want to jump in a car in the morning. I can go and be at a boxing gym in Dallas. And then the next day and come home at night, because 3-hour drives to me are nothing. I'll figure out how to do a 3-hour live stream. And I get my work done in the morning time. Let me say, it is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Yep, USSR. That's what's up. Of social socialists, not Soviet socialist. What's the Soviet? I thought it was the Soviet Union. Big Baby Miller. I like Big Baby Miller. I like his attitude, man. The only heavyweight that I don't really care for, I don't care for Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil just sounds like a jackass to me. Like, but I don't see him fighting Wilder next, though, by the way. I think it's going to be Adam Konecki. Because he's a mandatory. Why would you fight a guy that's your mandatory? Why would you use a voluntary to fight a mandatory? For now, I pick up some breakfast burritos. Yes, sir. Ooh, I get to get that good Mexican food down there in Texas, too. Gail, welcome to Texas. Yes, sir. For now, you done. Now you done, bread, homie. Yeah, dog. I'm gonna be down there, but I'm in like the California of. It's like the California of Texas cities. You can't have garbage, like no plastic bags at the grocery store. That type of super liberal, like it's liberal Texas. Like it's like an oxymoron. And we done, bread, homie. Hey, but look, I'm in an hour and a half, man. I'm gonna have to cut out. I'm gonna hit you up. Probably tomorrow would probably be easier. But if I can do it tonight, my man, I will let you know. I'll respond to your email. Text a code. That's what's up. But look, y'all, much love in the super chat. Much love everybody that showed up to the channel. Thank you for everybody for showing up. And with that, I'm about to go check my wife, and I'm out. Peace.